Most videographers don't realize this yet, but the reason they can't break past $10,000 a month has nothing to do with their skill or their talent. It's because they've unknowingly built one of the hardest business models to scale, a production business. And if you're anything like I used to be, it probably feels like you're stuck in a loop. You're slammed one month, dead the next, always trading time for money, and never able to take a weekend off without paying for it later. If that sounds familiar, you're not failing. The model itself is built to burn you out. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the exact steps that help me escape that cycle. I'm gonna show you the hidden reasons why you're stuck, the offer that we use to make us more irresistible to clients, how we ended feast and famine, and a simple way to keep your clients month after month. If you've ever wondered, why can't I break past 10K? This video will finally make it click, so you can finally build a business that gives you stability without sacrificing your family, your weekends, or your creative life. Hey guys, I'm Luis Trevino. I've been in the agency world for about 15 years, and for a big part of that, I ran a creative and production company called Create the Bridge. From the outside, we looked like we were winning. We had a big office, rows of iMacs, a 12-person team, but behind the scenes, I was exhausted, overworked, paying my team late, sleeping under my desk, and somehow still not profitable. I kept thinking I needed to hustle harder, learn more, do more, but eventually it hit me. My problem wasn't the effort or the talent. My problem was the business model itself. And once that clicked, everything started to make sense. I wasn't burning out because I was doing the wrong things. I was burning out because I was selling the wrong thing. And the moment that truth finally caught up with me, it came from an unexpected client. And I'm gonna share that story in a second. But first, here's the shift that it created. I built an agency called Everable and Engage that scaled all the way to $1.5 million a year. We've done over $7 million in the last 5 years, but more importantly, I finally built a business, not a job. It was something that I could turn into an asset that allowed me to buy back my time so that I could travel when I wanted to, be present with my family, and pursue creative projects and passions that actually mattered to me. That was the life I wanted. And until I shifted the model, I had no chance of getting it. Here's what I eventually had to face. The production model was never designed to scale. And what I realized was that production work is just too time and labor intensive. Every client wants something different. You reinvent the wheel for every single project. And when you don't know where your next client is going to come from, you have to say yes to everyone, which means zero consistency, zero leverage, and zero predictability. We were making money, sure, but we spend it just as fast because every job required new planning, new deliverables, and new headaches. And then hiring more didn't actually fix it, it just made the chaos more expensive. And that's the video trap that a lot of videographers and video businesses fall into. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because the model itself is broken. And so my breakthrough actually came from a med spa client, believe it or not. Instead of selling them a nice video like I had been doing for years, I used that video inside a simple ad campaign focused on generating new customers. 2 weeks later, that campaign brought in $25,000. That was my wake-up call. For the first time, I saw the difference between being the video person and being the one who drives actual revenue to their business. So what I did was that I recorded a testimonial, turned it into a case study, and I ran that as an ad. And suddenly my phone started ringing of people saying, hey, I saw what you did for that med spa. Can you do the same thing for me? 6 months later, we were working with 30 med spas across the country with a 2-person team and 80% profit margins. That's when everything changed. I wasn't chasing clients anymore. They were chasing me. And the business finally became simple, efficient, and predictable. I was running what I now call the ad content agency model, a business built on outcomes, not on deliverables. And here's why this model created the freedom I've always wanted. It forced me to productize the business. This means that I focused on one problem, one avatar, one offer, and one repeatable process. Everything done the same way every single time. No more custom chaos, no more what do you need, no more scope creep, no more entire months hinging on one client saying yes or no and approving change requests. Just a simple system that produced consistent revenue, consistent clients, and then consistent results. So let's break it down so that you can actually build the same foundation. And so step one, you need to focus on creating what I call a result-driven offer. You see, most creative businesses sell assets, whether it's a video, photo, commercial, a website, a logo, whatever it is. The issue is that there is no leverage in that type of work. If you get sick, revenue stops. If you want time off, revenue stops. If your family needs you, revenue stops, right? And clients don't stay because there's nothing ongoing to stay for. So the question becomes, what do clients actually want? Not a video, not a pretty edit, not brand awareness, but they want more customers, more revenue, predictable growth. Solve that and your whole business changes. When I sat down with this client, I asked them what they wanted. They said that they had just bought a new machine that was going to provide a new service for them that was very expensive, but they were struggling to get more customers. And so instead of just selling them a video, I was able to sell them a video that would actually get them an outcome. And that's where the big shift was. And so to build a result-driven offer, you first have to choose who it is that you want to serve. Now, don't overthink this. My recommendation is to work with a few industries and ask yourself 3 questions. Who do you enjoy working with? Who has the most amount of money? And who can you make the most amount of money for? Hit 2 of 3 and you're good. Hit all 3 and you found gold. Number 2 is that you want to then understand their psychology. What are their pains, their desires, their frustrations, their fears, especially the thing that keeps them up at night. When you can articulate someone's problem better than they can, they trust you instantly. And as human beings, we all just want to feel understood. And so number 3 is that then you want to build the offer, and it's simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Find out exactly what they want and find out how they don't want to get it. Just like weight loss, for example. I'll help you lose 10 pounds in 30 days without giving up the foods you love. Your version becomes, I help niche add more revenue into their business using video-driven campaigns without posting daily or spending money on ineffective marketing campaigns. That's a result-driven offer. And if you can communicate this way, you will all of a sudden become way more attractive to your ideal clients. And so now that you know who it is you want to serve, then you can now go to step 2, which is building your acquisition system. Most videographers fall into the starving baker trap. They create amazing work for clients, but never market themselves. The shift is to start treating your work like proof, not a portfolio. Every project becomes a case study. Here was the problem, here's what we built, and here's what happened. Then you turn those case studies into content and ads, which become your 24/7 sales team. You don't need 40 videos a month. You need a few strategic ones that communicate your offer, your niche's pain, and your best results. And here's a silver bullet most videographers never learn. Once you master the skill of spending money to make money, you will never go hungry again. Ads show you your cost per lead, your cost per client, and how much a client is worth to you. For example, in one of my newer businesses, I spent $600 on ads and we were able to do $10,000 a month in revenue. I have that video here on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Once you know your acquisition costs, you can reverse engineer your income. No more guessing, no more hoping. It's literally just simple math. This is how you eliminate feast and famine forever, and you can have predictability and certainty in your business. All right, so now step 3 is that you want to build a retention and delivery system. If you want reoccurring revenue, you have to help clients get results consistently, not just once. So here's the structure. Number 1 is that you need to have clean onboarding. You need to set expectations, you need to gather assets, create clarity, and build trust immediately. A repeatable delivery system, templates, SOPs, checklists, a fulfillment process that looks the same every single time. This will eliminate scope creep and save you hours of your life. And number 3 is that you want to have a simple optimization rhythm. Weekly KPIs, a monthly report, and quarterly adjustments. This is what turns you into a growth partner, not just another video person. Clients stay, revenue compounds, and your business becomes stable. Now, if you're thinking, Luis, but I've never run ads before, I don't know how. Good. Most creatives I work with hadn't either. But here's the good news. Advertising, especially for local businesses, is formulaic. So I tell people, look, if you learn how to use DaVinci, Premiere, or Final Cut, you can absolutely learn ads. It's easier, it's just another skill. And once you know the formula, you can apply it to almost any business. I break that formula down in another video here that you can watch, so go and check that out next if you want to learn more about how we help our clients actually get results. So if you're tired of the feast and famine, tired of the unpredictable months, tired of grinding but never gaining traction, this is the path out. A result-driven offer, a predictable acquisition machine, and a delivery system that keeps clients for the long term. This is the model that took me from burnout to freedom. It's the model that scaled us to $1.5 million a year. And it's the same model creatives I've coached are using right now to rebuild their business from the ground up. If you're watching this thinking, okay, I'm ready to build something predictable, profitable, that's actually sustainable, then here's the next step. I'm gonna recommend that you go watch this video next, where I show you how you can grow your video business to $50,000 a month, if not more, using Instagram. All right, so I'll see you there.